all year. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Prodigy, coming to you live and direct from the Vista. Smoke me out, fam, with all the dank shit. On my left, oldest ninja in the world, old ninja.
Back once again with the ill behavior.
On my far right, engineering on the ones and twos, choking people out on threes and post chronos.
Affirmative action. Are you mad or not?
Last but not least, we got your boy Blue.
I survived the 4th of July. Goddamn fireworks were insane. Local fireworks.
Did you set off any?
Hell no.
Got any fingers?
Can't go
Let's
to
see them.
jail.
Let's see the fingers. You got them all?
It'll be all them digits.
It's all 9. All right.
I cannot hear Blue.
You can't hear Blue? Goddamn, you always can't hear one of us.
Yeah, one of you I can't hear.
Blue, can you talk again?
Testing. 1 2 1 2. I'm still here.
You couldn't hear that?
I'm black and I'm proud.
Everybody else can. That's quite strange.
None yet.
Okay. Well, we'll work it out. Last week it was me that you couldn't hear, I think.
Yeah.
You might have to reconnect because it's definitely. Well, let me check yours. As I'm doing
I can hear everybody pretty loud and clear.
I cannot hear Blue.
You want to try coming back in?
I'll leave and come back real quick.
All good. Kronos, what you got for some statistical analysis of some sort?
Real quick for stats. First of all, hello Twitch. I'm doing a multi-stream on Twitch and YouTube. So if you ever watch Old Ninja or anybody else other than me play on Twitch, we do a podcast, and this is our normal podcast. So if you're not in the podcast, you can just go to the next thing when we start gaming. But this is what we normally do: is podcast every Wednesday at 8:30. And I hope you enjoyed all the gaming that everybody else does on Twitch, and I hope you enjoy this podcast. So,
can they comment and all that stuff on Twitch as well?
Yes, they should be able to.
Okay, and you can see it in real time?
Yeah, but it's kind of weird.
Okay.
Because there's a multi-stream. This is, yeah.
Let's see if I can jump. I'm gonna see if I can jump on Twitch and jump in the chat.
Yeah, see how it looks. I don't know how it looks on the Twitch end.
Good shit.
All right, first in the chat would be Warrior Fellow, and he's asking, are you guys live on Twitch right now? Yes, Warrior Fellow. So however you want to digest this on Twitch or on YouTube, do it. But I guess we're monetized on YouTube most of the time. So I don't know how it works with Twitch.
Proceed.
And listener of the week would be Tulk at S. All right.
One more time?
Tulk, TULK at S.
Okay.
Hope I said
Sound
that
like
right.
a legit person. Old Ninja usually pours out something malty and beveragey and brownie and whatever, but he is trying to figure out his technical difficulties. So we're back up in this motherfucker. Where y'all want to go first? Goddamn it! There's so much going on.
It's a lot that happened over the past week. A lot of Supreme Court shit that happened over the past week. But should we start something with something a little happier, or should we?
I mean, we never. It seems like we never go happy first. Let's go happy first.
Yeah, let's go happy first. What happiness happened over the past week? I mean, we had the 4th. Did y'all do anything for the 4th?
What did I do? I grilled a little bit. Big green egg. Nice. Some fucking yard work and just relaxing. Really, yesterday. I didn't do a shit on shit. What about you guys?
Well, the live feed looks really good on Twitch, but it shows that we're playing Call of Duty.
Oh, we're definitely not playing Call of Duty.
The fuck?
But it is live. It's cool. There's somebody in the chat.
I'll have to check and make sure to change it. The name I thought was changed, but I guess not.
Okay.
We're reaching one person. So shout out to that one person.
Well, it's our first time doing it on Twitch.
Yeah.
They're probably like, this ain't no modern warfare. This is modern life.
It is not. So sorry, I didn't know why the name got messed up.
I think you got to manually switch it up or rename it.
It didn't say that when I started the stream. So if you can log into Twitch and change it, feel free.
Okay.
What was I going to say? 4th of July.
Playing Modern Warfare.
I wonder if this 4th of July, I feel like if I did like a poll, if less black people participated in 4th of July this year. Did the thing. Went to go see fireworks and did the traditional 4th of July thing. Because we got Juneteenth this year.
Yeah. No, was this year 1 or was this year 2 for Juneteenth? I can't remember now. I'm all fuzzy.
It was the first year that we got the day off, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So it was the first like national holiday, even though some places still don't celebrate it. But um, I didn't really maybe I sound unpatriotic, but I didn't feel the need to even go look at fireworks this year.
I'm,
So
I'm getting echo. Are you
from
guys?
from me, no,
Yeah, yeah, I am too.
you are too. From me or everybody?
I got it from you, Kronos.
Okay, I should not be echoing. I don't hear it on my end.
I don't hear an echo from Kronos, but I hear an echo from Old Ninja.
Oh, Ninja's not even
Okay.
here, so that's funny.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Oh wait,
Oh,
hold on. He is. God damn it. There we go.
I have what?
Oh, Ninja.
Yeah.
okay. Now I hear an echo from Kronos.
Yeah,
you
I
hear
hear it
me?
too. I heard it for a second, but now it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone now.
I can't hear any. Oh, I can't hear Blue still.
You still can't. So I don't know what's up with that.
I heard him for a second, and then his feed like dipped out, like he lost connection or something.
Yeah, I think.
But I
Kronos
changed the stream name on Twitch because I'm looking at the Twitch chat, so nobody's there yet.
It's all right.
All right, we'll work it out. Keep going.
So yeah, I didn't feel the need to like go look at fireworks or anything like that. Sorry if it sounds unpatriotic, but I feel like Independence Day it was for a certain demographic of people for 4th of July, and it wasn't me and my people. So I'm going to try to figure out something that I can do on Juneteenth to properly celebrate that holiday going forward.
Yeah, I don't know why people. No, I do know why, but people need to really get over the whole thing of being butthurt about. Oh, you shouldn't ever criticize anything about America's history. Get the fuck out of here. It's just so it's so stupid. It's this weird ostrich syndrome. Terrible shit has happened. You not knowing about it is just ignorance. But yeah, I'm all for Juneteenth. I'm glad it got national recognition. I don't have any problem eating, something off the grill on 4th of July. I'll take another day off. It is what it is. But yeah, just celebrating slave owners, dead slave owners isn't awesome.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, I really don't understand why Old Ninja can't see or can't hear Blue. Everything is the same. They're all on the same channel.
I'm talking now.
Yeah, probably.
All right,
Hey, guys.
good.
We
Set.
have a visitor.
Success. No, it's bedtime.
It's- He can't hear us though.
Yeah, it's nighttime. Want to say hi? You're-
Yeah. Hi. Is
Good
it
stuff.
his bedtime?
yeah.
Was he up all late with all the fireworks yesterday?
Not too bad. We had a sound machine turned up, so it didn't really bother him. But the fireworks, they bothered me and the dogs, and they were just barking all night long. So it was a rough night. And then he woke up like at 3 a.m. because he was hungry. So yeah, it was. Last night wasn't very very fun, but I think next year we'll probably take him to actually go see the fireworks, just because fireworks are pretty loud and like that's kind of a high stimulant, like visual stimulant for little kids. So we don't want him to get all like scared and stuff. So we're gonna wait till next year to actually take him to actually see fireworks. Maybe we just watch them on TV.
You could also go to like a drone show.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any in California or at least in the Bay Area.
You should look because I mean there were some down here. There should be some up there.
Drone shows. The drone works.
Yeah, drones. Not the kind that kill people, because that'd be American as fuck. But
I heard you guys got the donkey show down there though. Oh, and that's in TJ.
they got this donkey show down there. It's the donkey painted like a zebra. I'm sorry, a zebra.
Fucking donkeys. You know what the worst thing? I know this is really, really a local story, but like Imperial Beach gets really scuzzy and nasty with like nasty bacteria in the water and whatnot. A lot of people blame TJ and their water treatment and all that. I get it. And that's the southernmost beach in California and then San Diego County. So they opened that shit up for 4th of July, obviously for economic reasons, but they didn't say that. And then the very next day they were like, surprise, surprise, we got to close this shit. This shit is too fucking toxic and nasty.
And like, guess what? If you're in the water, now you got herpes. All right.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, you motherfuckers.
Well, the problem is that in TJ they don't treat their water
Yeah.
before they dump it in the ocean. So
Well, there's that, but then I'm also not going to let San Diego off the hook either, because during all the rain that we got in February, March, and April, even in the northern and middle part of the county, raw sewage from San Diego was going into the water too. So yeah, everybody likes to shit on TJ and hygiene and whatnot, and a lot of that is true, but there's some nasty shit on our beaches. Like, we don't take care of them very well down here.
yeah, people in general are kind of gross.
Yeah. All right. So we all good with all the technical stuff? We good?
Well, except for Old Ninja. I mean, you're still there, right, Old Ninja? And turn your cam off again.
I can see him.
You can see
I
him?
see him too.
That's fucking weird. I can't see him. Oh, wait. Hey. You there?
Who's hey?
You.
Yeah, I'm here. I've been here.
Okay, sorry. Like, I think you dropped and came back, and
I did.
I got to get used to, like, this system, because, like, when you drop and come back, it doesn't notify me. The only thing it does, it gives me, like, just this little, like, it looks like a Wi-Fi meter that tells me that you're on, but I have to, like, click on you and then put show on stream. If I don't do that, I can't hear you or see you.
Oh, wow.
Now the question is, can you hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just can't. I
Okay.
can't see you. You're frozen, but I can hear you.
Okay, as long as you can hear him. That's the important part.
All right, Old Ninja, do you have anything you pouring out?
No, I didn't get a chance to, and I didn't see any huge news about anybody. Just some. Did I miss somebody?
I don't think
nobody. Yeah, nobody that. I'm pretty sure we covered. I missed like the last two that I was on. I didn't finish one of them, so I gotta go back and see if we covered all of them. So.
so. All right.
But yeah.
All right. So I think were we starting with some good news, or was it 4th of July that
Fourth of
isn't
July was good
necessarily
news.
always good news?
I mean, it's good news for most of America. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And also,
Ameri-
yesterday for 4th of July, actually before that, on the 3rd, Papa Bear started a live stream for 24 hours for auctions for rescue residents, and it went pretty well. Especially given like the amount of footprint that we have right now. I think it went rather well. People won some auctions. That was pretty neat. Not everything sold, but I think we're going to do something about that. I'll talk to him about it. But yeah, it was pretty neat. Like I hopped on there for about an hour and talked about my mother-in-law's print that she sent over. Is a really cool lion that she sent over for donation for auction. And there's a whole bunch of other cool stuff. I bet on like a knife, so I need to see how that's going. But yeah, that was a pretty cool like 4th of July thing for rescue residents.
Good stuff. Old Ninja, what you get into?
I just saw some family. Unfortunately, mostly everyone had to work, so I kind of just stuck at home and heard a lot of local fireworks. Saw a couple local fireworks, but that was about it.
It's kind of weird being on a
Honestly,
Tuesday. It's weird being on a
Huh?
fucking Tuesday for a lot of people.
Yeah, 'cause, everyone went back to work today,
Yeah.
even though they had Monday off. So.
Yeah. Well, I had Monday off. I'm sorry. No, I worked Sunday, worked Monday. I was off yesterday, then I worked today.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's trippy.
It is what it is. We'll take the day. Okay. So shit, I know we talked about that bullshit with obviously the Flash and all that shit. It's still fucking tanking.
They took it out of the theaters already.
Mhm.
They already took it out of the theaters.
Yeah, exactly. I
So-
saw
Yeah.
one. I saw some shit where it was buy one get one free on your fucking tickets.
Yeah, I thought that shit too.
Damn.
But it's gonna be on H or Max on July 28th
18th.
or something like that. The 18th.
It was the 18th. One of
God
those.
damn, that's like the week after next.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like I don't even remember when the movie came out. Like it probably had at least like 3 or 4 weeks. Probably made it a little bit more longer than a month. But yeah,
The really sad thing is he's such a fucking great character. I mean, even on the CW, you got like with a micro budget, you got the sense of how cool the fucking character is. And you know, obviously they're gonna have to wait. They're gonna have to revisit it years later. But he's always been a really fucking cool character with a great rogues gallery, like we keep mentioning. But it is what it is.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you say he has a great Rose Gallery. I
does.
That's
say,
not even debatable.
Yeah, he does.
eh,
I mean, obviously, when I think of Rose Galleries and most comic fans, they think of Spider-Man and Batman. 1 and 2, obviously debatable who's 1, who's 2. I think Batman first and Spider-Man second, but whatever. Superman has a decent one, but Flash is certainly up there. I would say bare minimum top 5 for solo comic book characters.
So the problem with Batman and Superman, or Batman and Spider-Man, most people know their villains by name. Like if you ask someone a Flash villain, you might get one if you're lucky.
Yeah, but wouldn't you say that that's a function of, hey, in 2023 he finally got his first solo movie and it didn't even have any of the fucking rogues gallery in it?
No, it
And he
did.
didn't have his own back in the 90s and 80s. He never had his own cartoon. He had a short-lived CBS live action show, and then of course the CW one. But
Yeah,
they
he
haven't
had.
done enough with him.
But the thing is, over those generations, like decades-long generations of comics, his Rose Gallery is still relatively unknown to the general public. Everybody knows who the fuck the Joker is, or Lex Luthor.
That's because of the movies, man. That's what
It
Prodigy
is
was just
good,
saying.
but it's also, I mean, they're pretty popular comics as well.
Well,
I would
yeah,
say
but,
Batman and Superman are more popular than the Flash comic.
well, I mean, if you could look on like CBR, right? CBR.com's comic book reader. The Flash is number 4 on the Rogues Gallery, like top Rogues Gallery. The only ones that beat him. He's actually ahead of Superman for Rogues Gallery. And the other, rounding out the top 4, it's the Flash number 4, the X-Men number 3, Spider-Man number 2, and then of course Batman number 1.
So they put the X-Men as a group as number 3.
Yes.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a
I
huge
can
Rogues
see it.
Gallery.
I mean, the X-Men with Magneto,
Yeah.
with Mystique, Emma Frost,
Yeah.
Apocalypse.
I mean, they've got teams of people, Genosha,
Yeah.
the Sentinels,
Sabretooth.
Yeah.
But but I was going to say a lot of these solo X-Men villains have fans of their own. Like there's a ton of fans of like even the Silver Samurai, Sabretooth, like Prodigy said, Magneto. He's a huge one of his biggest fans we know is Stitch. Stitch is a huge Magneto fan. Also, Mystique has a huge like list of fans. Some of their fans outlist some of these other characters out there. So I get it.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, definitely top 5. He's definitely up there. I mean, Reverse Flash alone is a fucking superstar if you showcased it right. So it's a fucking shame. We'll see. We'll see what the fuck happens. But I'm hearing a whole lot of fucking financial trouble and them trying to sell off some assets and shit. Like for example, I think I posted it in the chat this week. HBO series like Insecure and a handful of others. I didn't see like The Last of Us or anything like that, but definitely Insecure are going over to Netflix. Yeah, and going to be showcased there.
But I mean, that's kind of cool, just because for the consumer, just because you get a chance to watch these shows that are mainly on HBO. But like, there's movies that are on both Disney Plus and HBO Max, like the new Avatar movie that's on both platforms, as well as the Spider-Man's movies, like the Tobey Maguire ones are on Disney Plus and on Netflix. So it's cool on that end, but like somebody's leaking money, so they need to, or somebody's bleeding money, so they need to patch it up by giving out some of their assets, get some extra revenue coming in.
Yeah, because I mean, HBO's claim to fame for all these decades and decades, where they had Sopranos, Band of Brothers, Sex and the City, all of those good shit, was, hey, we're not traditional TV. You obviously pay for it, but there's going to be that new hotness on here every year or so. You know what I mean? That must watch shit, and it's going to always be on only our channel. That's, I mean, usually what they had said. But I mean, even with what was it, Sex and the City had like a super watered down, censored TNT or TBS series.
See,
Like
it's on the CW, and I think it was maybe the Carrie Diaries, which is the prequel series to Sex and the City. So because it's a CBS Warner Brothers show, it's on CWC. Like that's the only way you can watch it now. So you can watch it free. You can watch it for free right now. So
yeah, I never quite got the whole seed stuff, but
Yeah,
No.
and but there's a
Just because you
sequel
ain't got no seed,
series.
that's why. I mean, we all get
Yeah.
it.
Oh, dude, shoot, Lance.
Vasectomy joke.
But the sequel, what was it? The sequel series is on Max. So
Okay. We will see. Um, I would love to see something funny like Harley Quinn get a wider audience. You know,
Yeah,
that'd be kind of fucking cool.
Harley Quinn's an amazing show.
So yeah.
But then again, yeah, it should be able to be on HBO. I can see it on Netflix because it's definitely R rated, and
Oh, yeah.
Netflix does have that content on their platform.
Absolutely.
what they need is Spawn, the animated series on Netflix. That'd be dope.
I forgot about that one.
That
That
was
was
that
fucking
was
good.
that was fucking really good.
I don't think they're ready for something like Oz though. I wasn't ready. Why the fuck was I watching Oz at such a young goddamn age? That shit was way too fucking
I was
crazy.
when we were adults. What are you talking about?
When we're like barely adults, like 18, 19?
I mean, yeah, but adults enough.
That shit was still too wild, man. That was a whole lot of fucking rape scenes.
That there was. That was not.
That's
I remember I
terrible.
started watching that shit when I was in Iraq, and I was like, "Whoa!" Like they're going all the way there. Like,
Yep. There's a whole lot of raping. Um, here's what I want to go into real quick. What?
I'm a warrior.
Oh, booty warrior. Yo, I'm a warrior.
when did Oz come out?
Kronos, are you still playing any Diablo 4?
Yes, I'm not playing
still
it
fucking around with
as
it?
often as I want to, but yeah, I'm still playing it. I'm like level 44, 45 Necro.
Okay. There's a whole lot. I will give Blizzard some props. There's a whole lot of in-game content. Like it just doesn't fucking stop, and it's right there in the forefront. I went to, what was it, on Monday or Sunday? I got to World Tier 3 and beat like the regular campaign. I was like, oh, it opens up all this Paragon shit. It opens up all this PvP, and opens up all these other different modes and shit. So I give them props for having so much fucking content at launch. That's fucking cool. But at the same time, I still feel like I need to either try your class of Necro or fucking. I want to try Rogue too. Because have you played with any Rogues at all?
No, I only played Necro, and what I like about the Necromancer is that even if you don't like doing the semi micromanagement of the of all your minions, you can just basically forego them for like significant perks to like your physical and like magical being. Because like one of the things that kind of sucks about playing as a Necromancer with like all the minions. So like right now, I basically have control of what 11 or 12 minions at one time. But because I use one of them that's like this gigantic like Hulk thing, like it basically takes up a whole magic slot. And then so does like just like bringing minions to life. Like it takes up another like skills slot. So those are two skills that I can't use for like anything else. So it's like it makes your playstyle diversity like kind of limited. So like basically I can only use what I think like maybe 4 like other than basic, movements and but I mean you obviously like I'm maxing them out, but it can be very limiting to your playstyle. Or like I said, you can just go through when you go through your Book of the Dead and just like forego all that shit and get like significant perks to your stats.
The thing that fucked me up, I didn't realize, because I got, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 of those statues of Lilith. There's like 100 plus of those.
Yeah.
And you can get a whole bunch of fucking perks on top of that. And then it took me a while to figure out the whole thing with the dungeons that are class specific perks.
Yeah.
But my question is, do they automatically go on your character, or do you have to assign them somewhere? I'm still confused by that.
So those like things that you get, they're like they're basically like attachments to like your weapons and armor. So you have like slots for your weapons and armor.
Yeah.
So that you have to go to like the occultist. I think it's the occultist, and then you can attach those like Slayer type perks to a weapon or
So
armor.
it's not automatic.
No,
okay.
no. You have to go through and like attach them. They didn't do a really good job of like explaining like the occultist and like the jeweler and like all this other shit.
Nope.
Which is fine because I mean like most people that probably don't even care about it. But yeah, like when you go to the occult, I'm pretty sure it's the occultist. You can like take off. So when you get legendary gear or above, you get like the special like perk with it.
Mhm.
Well, you can remove that, and then you can put it on something else.
I saw that I could do that over the weekend or whatever when I was playing, after we talked about it. I don't know, last week or the week prior. But what trips me out is I never have the right materials. I feel like I always am like deficient, and he'll tell me, "Get the fuck out of here, you too broke."
Oh,
You know?
so what you got to
Your
do
maiden list.
for materials? Like, do you sell your stuff?
Oh yeah,
That's where you're
I
fucking up.
definitely sell. Huh?
That's where you're fucking up. Stop selling shit. Like, dismantle it at like the armorer or the occultist or the jeweler or whatever.
Dismantle.
Yeah, have them dismantle it, and that's how you get materials. Like, I haven't bought anything in the game. Like,
Dismantle. Okay.
well, I'm sorry, I might have bought like maybe 2 or 3 things, but I don't buy armor. I don't buy weapons. I don't buy any of that shit. I dismantle all of it, including all the legendary stuff. Like, I'll unsocket the stuff, and if it's something that's cool enough, I'll go to the occultist and like take the enchantment off. But I'll still dismantle it. I don't care how much it's fucking worth, because you get a treasure trove of materials that way.
Yeah, for whatever reason, and I did that a lot in 3. For whatever reason, it wasn't quite clicking for me
Yeah,
in terms of that, because I got all this money, I got like millions of dollars of gold, but I don't have enough resources.
I don't even.
And I'm
have
like, where the fuck do I farm for this?
I don't think I even have like 300,000 gold.
God damn.
But I have like every single time I get like new good equipment, I'll
Yeah.
go through and like I'll upgrade it to like the max.
Yeah, I gotta start fucking selling or dismantling some shit.
Yeah, because definitely like when you dismantle it and you upgrade it, upgrade like your new stuff, it really, especially when you get like stuff that you really like, because there's always like pieces of equipment that you really like, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just longevity. So like the more you can upgrade it, the longer you can keep it. And then once you're done
Yeah.
with it, you can go to the occultist and then take off the thing that you liked about it, and then put it in your inventory. And then like the next time you get like another legendary piece of gear, you can take that enchantment or whatever and put it on that. And that's where
Okay.
like really comes into effect. Because like I have these boots right now that I'm not really gonna get rid of probably ever until I find something that's like way better, because
Mm-hmm.
it comes like a perk of getting 2 extra minions for skeletal mages, and it's like that's like significant, because it ups like your overall cap, and that's like 2 other dudes that are just laying down, covering fire for you. So it's quite
good
nice.
shit.
Yeah.
That's good shit. All right, I'll try to fuck around with that shit, but I will say this: that world tier is a whole different fucking level. Like even like side quests and regular ass dungeons, that shit got hard as fuck instantly.
Yeah,
So
I started at World Tier 2, and like I've only died like a handful of times. One was like the butcher just raped me like out of nowhere. I was just like, Jesus Christ. He went ham. He's like, fuck you, fuck your minions. Like that
Yep.
booty is mine. I could not even run out of the fucking dungeon.
nope.
And he just came after me. And then a couple other times it's fine. But yeah, I started at World Tier 2, but like right now, I feel like things are getting a little too easy. And so once I hit level 50, I'm going to go to World Tier 3.
Yeah, there you go. Good shit. And Old Ninja or Blue, what are you guys fucking playing? If anything right now.
Oh, Ninja?
So for me, I'm skipping Diablo because I've never been a Diablo fan. But I started fucking around with this Need for Speed Unbound.
Oh, that's the one that's
that
like,
came out-
it's sort of like anime with like
Yeah,
normal. Yeah, it's neat.
Yeah, it's like a mix between. So it's, you have your cars that are all like super pristine, like photorealistic, like Gran Turismo, Forza looking cars. But when you drive them, they'll have like anime effects when you do something cool. Like if you boost, if you drift, when you drift, like anime smoke comes out the back, and then if you jump, if you hit a jump, you go into like what they call big air. Your car gets like anime wings. It's super weird, but like the controls and shit, and like the world looks fucking cool, and it feels like Burnout all over again, but with a Need for Speed like anime style. Like you build your character and stuff too, which I don't know how consequential your character build is, but I mean you can if you want.
Or if you're
I
black,
guess.
you get more tickets. You're saying.
Maybe I don't know, but it's still pretty fun. It kind of has like some of the old school like Burnout feel. Like when you crash, it's like an epic crash. Like everything explodes and shit. And
So
then
EA bought them, right? Criterion.
yeah, they bought
Yeah.
Criterion. They've had Criterion for a while.
Yeah.
Criterion supplements a lot of their like fast motion kind of. I want to say cars and flying and kind of stuff. Like Criterion did like the the car work for Battlefield, also for Battlefront, and there's some other games that Criterion worked on. Also, Star Wars Squadrons they worked on with Motif, so they've been doing shit, and they still make Need for Speed games. So it's pretty intense, but it's still pretty cool. It feels like a new skin on an old game, kind of, but there's some newness to it. Obviously, there's like it's kind of weird because it embraces trap culture a little bit maybe too much. Where I'm like, what the fuck is this? But it's still pretty fun. It's still pretty cool. Has an interesting story so far. I'm like barely scratching the surface on the fucking game. Like I'm barely. I have like literally 4 cars, and there's like probably 75 cars in the game. The cool thing was that if you played any of the past Need for Speed games, I guess if you beat them or at least even booted them, like you'll get a bunch of cars gifted to you from EA. It's like, oh, thank you for playing our games. Here's the game. Here's the cards in the game. So like the cards that you beat, that you earn in like the final stages of Need for Speed Most Wanted, a Need for Speed Drift, and I think Payback. Even though I own Payback, I've only played a little bit. Like you get like free cars. I'm like, oh shit, they're pretty cool too. So,
I just want a
which
new car
also
now.
cool. They have the community. Like they brought back tuning as well as like customization. Because like some of them you couldn't customize in some of the older ones. So they brought back like the whole Need for Speed
It's like
Underground
yeah, I was
type
gonna say
shit.
Need for Speed Underground or Dub.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. So you can change and decal, and so they have like community based stuff where you can upload your decals and upload your your style for your each car, and like people can vote on it and download it for free, and you can add it to your car and then play it in the game. It's fucking dope. And then you can build your own and upload and shit and do what you want. You can also
Can
have what you have. If
can
you
you
don't want to, you can lock it down. Don't trade with anybody.
can you put them anime girls on there?
So you can build your own anime girl because all the characters are anime. Even
No,
it
no,
looks like
on the
Travis.
car though. On the
Oh
car.
my
Yes,
god.
yes, there's anime girls on the car, but you can't. If it's deemed lewd or whatever, you'll get taken down, or you have to change it.
Thought
So
this was
so no
America.
fooders. No fooders, huh?
Sure. Yeah, no, definitely no fooders. That's all bad. But I guess Travis Scott is in the game. I think I can't tell. He's in anime form,
He's
so
like
it's hard to tell.
he's running
It
over
sounds like him.
fucking running over
He had a
fans.
fucking Fortnite concert like years
Like
ago. They
2 years
shut that
ago,
shit down.
like 2 years ago. But yeah, I guess he's in the game. It's either him or ASAP Rocky. I can't tell. They all
Here
look
you
alike.
here you go. All with last week you confused motherfucking Tyrese for
Yeah,
goddamn Mackay Pfeiffer. You always confusing
Yeah,
black men.
yeah, all y'all look alike.
he probably he probably think oh god, what's the guy's name? Fuck, I forgot. What's the guy from the Matrix that played Morpheus?
Lawrence
Lawrence
Fishburne.
Fishburne.
Yeah, you probably think Lawrence Fishburne is in Disney Plus Invasion.
Oh, Secret Invasion. Yeah.
You guys to get that joke.
No, I got the joke.
Yeah, I got
I watched the show.
Okay.
Remember that shit.
I haven't watched today's episode, but I've seen
Homeboy
it.
died. Samuel Jackson was what's the name?
Oh, I get it. Anyway.
Well, good shit. I'm glad you liking it. Do you never or did you ever finish the Star Wars one or you just
No,
stopped playing?
I got frustrated, so I kind of stopped because I was getting my
Okay.
ass kicked. I was getting my ass kicked like badly, real bad. I'm like, fuck, I gotta stop before I break this, and I really like this game. So I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty because of their event, which ends. I think it ends in either 6 days or 30 days. I can't tell. There's two
Okay.
timers on the fucking game. And I don't know which one ends. So, but there's been new maps and shit, new DMZ maps, new multiplayer maps, new all kinds of shit, new characters and shit. So I've been going pretty hard on those. Playing with a lot of people, just doing a bunch of shit in some Modern Warfare, and like they've got a couple new guns and shit. So I'm maxing them out already. They're really fun to use, so it's been fun. So there's like rumors like new events are coming, new subs coming to the game in like a week or two. So I've been all about that shit as well.
Not
You know,
sure. I haven't been on Call of Duty in a minute. I did see one of my favorite ones, Cold War, was going to be what was it, the PlayStation Plus game of July or August? Which one was
Yeah.
it?
it's July, I think. So that and I think Alan Wake.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Alan Wake is better than would be a better investment, even though it doesn't have multiplayer. Alan Wake's a pretty fucked up game, but it's awesome.
Yeah, you've been saying that for years. I'll have to finally fucking play it at some point.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right. Where else y'all want to go?
Oh, I got a B's and BTI question for y'all.
All right, what
I
you got?
feel like no one's asked this, and I don't know if someone's asked this. It's hard to keep up, but I feel like no one has,
Go ahead.
and I think we need to address it because most of us we were talking about this earlier in the podcast. Most of us were talking about comics and shit, but no, I don't think anyone has asked us who's your favorite black comic character.
Who you asking
Oh,
first?
I don't
that's a
know
good one.
whoever wants to start first.
I'm gonna say, like, if you asked me growing up, it would have been more than likely Storm from the X-Men. But adult life, Black Panther,
Yeah.
T'Challa, and I got into him much later, but I was glad I went back and read like the older stuff from like Christopher Priest and a whole bunch of others, bunch of crossovers with not only the Avengers but Fantastic Four. I really liked most of the older stuff that I read. Who y'all got?
And I gotta say the same. I mean, like before, it was probably like Blade for me, or Spawn, Blade or Spawn. But then once I started reading up on Black Panthers, like even before the movie came out, it was like when the Secret Wars run of the Avengers, and like I really gained a really deep appreciation of T'Challa and of Wakanda, and like how like politically charged that whole thing was, and they were going to war with Atlantis, and I thought that was pretty dope. And then same thing with like what Prodigy did. I went back and read some of the Christopher Priest stuff, even though it doesn't age very well, but it's still pretty cool. You know, I really liked it.
See, for myself, I would think earlier, like Krona said, like Blade was kind of the first black comic character that I've seen. I mean, outside of Storm, but she was kind of like I feel like they kind of didn't really have her do too much in X-Men, but it was Blade and also Static Shock. Static Shock was my shit as a kid
Yeah.
or as a teenager because I think that's around the time it came out. But like later on in life, I would probably say Miles Spider-Man is up there, especially with like the games and like his first comic coming out he kind of was pretty cool. He kind of hit the scene, hit the ground running. So yeah, I'll say Miles Spider-Man.
Can I just quickly say this with Miles? I think he's fucking awesome. There ain't no doubt about it. I'm always going to remember that there was a fucking backlash to Miles Morales. Like nobody seems to remember that now because obviously Spider-Verse was great. Across the Spider-Verse was just as great, if not even better. I believe the third one is going to be even, a great trilogy. But there were people hating, and I don't mean like just a few trolls. I mean the hatred was pretty widespread initially.
You know what Miles Spider-Man comic was? He was like the Ultimate Spider-Man comic.
Yep.
It was the first black comic character I read. And this was like later, like way later on in life, just because I was mainly into Batman. I wasn't really looking toward any other colored superhero at the time. Cause I mean, there was some out there, but like
you say other like Batman was black.
he was black. He was black to me.
I could have said Bronze Tiger or something like that. I mean, come on, man.
No, but like I mean, most of the characters back then, like it was either like Black Lightning, Black Panther, like everything started with black.
Except for Green Lantern.
Yeah, John Stewart. That's a good one.
Well,
Green
but before
Lantern,
Green Lantern was a white guy,
Mr.
so and like any black original character was usually black something.
Oh yeah, 100%. Black. Before Black Lightning, there's Black Vulcan. Yeah, Vulcan, or he was he just Vulcan? But he looked like Black Lightning.
Can I tell you something that fucking really blew my mind? If you look back in OG Teen Titans comics from back in the day, so this was subtle, but I had to read a whole fucking like 2 or 3 articles on this. Starfire obviously was alien, just like Superman, obviously alien, but very much viewed as a quote unquote black woman alien initially. Like, I'll have to send you it. Then they had screenshots and all of that.
I'm holding up an old '90s Teen Titan cover. This is only part of them, but she's outside of Cyborg. She's like the second darkest one.
Hmm.
So, so I get it.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it
then,
was a
and
whole thing.
well, I feel like she was like space Black Pantheress, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, there was. I hadn't thought about it until like they talked about okay, and then here's where they changed her nose, lips, and hair. You know what I mean, and her body, and this is what it looked like afterwards. But when you go back to, I think it was might have been George Perez, I can't remember, but like all of the original art with her just had a look kind of like remember those old Outcast CD covers?
Yeah, yeah, like Equipment and
Y-
shit like
y-
that.
yeah, exactly. Kind of that's what she looked like a an alien uh I don't know, Nubian goddess almost in some
Oh,
ways, only
yeah,
golder or oranger. Anyway,
Afrofuture.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
for
that
me,
make the whole what's the name thing make sense with the Titan show, like her being black. I mean, because
Oh
it
mm,
yeah.
seems like Starfire was originally black, or
Yeah,
Scorch is black.
but let me be
um,
real. Let me be real honest too.
Huh.
Regardless, I know not everybody loves the show. I kind of dug quite a bit of it. I haven't seen the latest season. That actress didn't deserve any of that fucking hate and fucking racist bullshit that she went through. I can't remember her name.
Does anybody deserve hate and racist
No,
bullshit?
but it was especially egregious because people weren't even like used to. I don't think I hadn't seen her in anything else that was like a real high profile role, and it was before the show came out that she was getting all that fucking hate.
oh, I believe her name's
Yeah,
Anna
that's true.
Diop. Anna
Yeah.
Diop. She's actually in some other big name shit.
Huh, yeah,
What else was she in?
I'm looking at the original. Yeah, I mean, she definitely have fuller lips, and yeah, all right.
You kind of see it now.
No,
Like
I
when
definitely
you
see this.
when people point it out, it's like okay,
Yeah, she even
I
had
mean,
like
I can.
like her nose was like African like style nose or like feature
yeah,
in some of these stills that I'm seeing. Yeah.
yeah.
So Anna Diop is in Us, the Jordan Poole movie.
I saw that one, and I'll have to go back and watch to see what she played, which character she played.
Yeah, I
I'll
think
find it.
she plays her school friend, but she's in 24 Legacy, and I love 24. It's one of my best favorite ones. I didn't watch Quantico, but she's in it for a little bit. Um, yeah, she's in some stuff here and there, but
Yeah, I mean she did a good job. She was talented. It fucking worked.
so for me, I would say the first black comic character that I really got into, that I actually gave a shit about, was Spawn, 100%.
Mm,
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I knew of everybody else. I knew of Black Lightning, but I just didn't care. Black Panther, to me, at the time, he just wasn't interesting, and everyone was like, everyone acted like he was the only one. I guess this is pre John Stewart Green Lantern, so he was just like, but there are other characters that no one gave a shit, like Icon and Mister Terrific. They and Black Lightning, they were around, but they weren't like they didn't have like graphic novels or anything like that. And like I just didn't connect with anyone until like the big thing about Todd McFarlane was that he was joining Image Comics. He was writing Spider Man. It was a huge deal when he was leaving Spider Man. His artwork was a certain, was a certain way that everybody was all about. And then Spawn hit the stands, and it was like number one seller. Everyone was all
yep,
about it, and it had like this huge mystery about it. Then you find out very early on, but I think by issue 3 that he's a black dude, and everyone's freaked out. They're like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Oh shit, this dude's black!" Like, "Oh shit!" And I
yeah,
was even more interested from there. From then on, I was like pretty much a fan. It's just crazy because I didn't know until after the fact that, like, way later, that Todd McFarlane's a white guy. And I was like, oh shit. But it's still pretty cool. Like, the story's cool. He still has, like, a legacy for being a relatively newer character.
yep,
I mean, he came out in the 90s, but came out swinging out the gate. And there was other characters by Image that came out that they were selling to be super huge, and they fucking fizzled. Like Youngbloods, Wildcats. Um,
Savage Dragon.
so Savage Dragon, I guess, kind of, sort of. I wasn't into it, but apparently it had like a pretty big following. I think there might have been a animated series at one point, but I didn't give a shit. It
Yeah,
was all about Spawn. All About Spawn.
I mean, Tank Girl had a movie.
Tanker did have a movie, but it was All About Spawn for me.
Did Savage Dragon have a movie too?
Maybe
Like a non-animated one?
I can't
I
remember,
don't know.
man.
So
Don't know, I couldn't tell you.
real quick, I'm actually reading up on more on Starfire. Sorry, but I didn't know that Marv Wolfman, who I've met,
Oh yeah,
co-created it.
yeah. We met Marv Wolfman.
Yeah.
He's tall as fuck. He's
is,
tall.
yeah.
He's a tall fucking dude. So.
And yeah, she was supposed to be black.
Oh,
damn.
Savage Dragon had an animated series. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I thought. I could have sworn he had an animated series. So yeah,
I thought he had a live action.
I don't think.
I don't think
I,
so.
I don't remember, but he could have. Then it could have went to shit. I
He
just
could
remember
have been one of those straight to video.
Could have been a guy as a dragon who was a cop. He runs a police force. I was like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't a huge fan of that, but like Wildcats, I kind of not Wild Youngbloods. I was reading for a little bit.
I remember that one. That was good.
And yeah, it was kind of good, but it just they were trying to be wannabe X-Men.
Yep.
It wasn't happening. I mean, the artwork was excellent from my opinion because I like Rob Liefeld's and Tom McFarlane's drawing style, but the story was kind of flat for me.
Yeah.
So
I will say this, like in terms of, I think I mentioned it last week or the week prior. I mean, for Dragon Ball fans, Piccolo was a black character. I don't care what anybody says. Come on now.
It's the blackest dad ever.
Yeah, exactly.
If you believe that black dads are terrible, so I'm just saying.
There was something someone brought up about Dragon Balls regarding like how Goku's a horrible father, but like somebody's like, Goku wasn't a horrible father. He was just fucking dead. Like every time, like Goku spent most of Dragon Ball Z dead.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, Piccolo raised his son, but then Piccolo actually fucking kidnapped his son and basically left his son out to the wolves.
I
to
am
be
not
raised by
giving this
himself
a
and shit.
pass. How dare you, Blue? Listen,
What?
if you died and you train to come back to life, what's the first thing you should do as a father? would it go to be
What?
whoop somebody's ass? Or spend some time with your son?
Well, he did. I mean, he did train with his son.
Eventually.
Goku gave his life twice for Gohan.
I mean, he should have spent time with Gohan. Like
Oh, he did in training.
a little
to fight
bit.
Cell.
What did he do? He trained him to go fight his fights, to whoop some guy's ass for him. I mean, come on, man. That is some black ass shit too. I'm just saying. But
Yes.
stereotypical bullshit. But yeah, he was a terrible father. Terrible father.
And he's so likable with it, you almost don't notice, especially when you're a kid kind of watching this shit.
Yeah.
It's only because he literally wasn't black. But if he was actually black, I think that there would be a huge controversy.
Oh yeah. But hey, it is what it is. I can't think of any others that we should even mention. I mean, the sad thing is, I don't really mess with like Solo Cyborg. Every time I've read Solo Cyborg, it's just been kind of flat, other than the origin.
It gets okay, and then it goes into like the realm of this like category of comic books that I'm not in the demographic for. It's like very cheesy, campy, like Monster of the Week type thing, and where
Yep.
as an older comic book reader, I need to have actual story arcs.
Yeah.
And you just don't. You end up not getting them. And there's like a lot that you can get out of a Cyborg story arc. I mean, you have like his father being like the scientist asshole. Him basically losing his humanity to his cyborg parts. Dealing with like various other enemies, but you don't get like a real cohesive story. When it comes to him, and I feel like they could really make a better comic book out of that character. Because yeah, I mean, I still have a lot of his solo stuff, but they weren't great.
You know what's funny with Cyborg for me? I can never get a sense of his personality like I could with Jon Stewart, or with even Mr. Terrific. Like
He wasn't written like this in the same manner.
Yeah, but I don't get who he kind of is. What makes him tick as much? But it is what it is.
I mean, Teen Titans Go should let you know what you need.
Yeah.
To know.
Oh,
Come on, man.
I mean, I know he's about waffles. Waffles.
Yeah.
It sucks that Cyborg isn't in Young Justice. Like I know
Yeah.
he's part of the Justice League, but I feel like he's kind of got that connection with the team. Actually, no, was that with I get the movie confused with the Justice League because there's a scene where I think in Teen Titans versus the Justice League, there's a scene where where Cyborg goes and hangs out the Teen Titan. He like brings him like pizza or something like that, and that's the first time you hear him say like "booyah" or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would be just cool to see, see him hang out with the Titans.
So in Young Justice, very early on, Cyborg graduates to the Justice League.
Yep.
So you like literally never see him, and the only times
Yeah.
you do are like the huge battles, and like he usually doesn't really say anything, or he says very very little. So there's a lot of fucking characters, and especially as you go on in Young Justice, there's a shit ton of characters.
For sure.
There's a shit ton, even there's a shit ton of characters for both heroes and villains. So I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, to be honest with you, Young Justice introduced me to Aqualad, and ever since I've thought Aqualad was fucking badass.
Oh, yeah,
Aqualad
he
is
is
pretty
badass.
dope. And
Yeah.
that's he's
Kelder-
LGBT.
Kelder?
I mean, he's a gay
Calder?
character
Calderon.
now. So did you go through that whole story
Coloron,
arc?
yeah.
Wait, go ahead, Kronos.
He's a gay character now.
I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
have, like,
Young Justice.
yeah, and like reading because I have like
Yeah.
his solo stuff. Yeah, he's a gay character now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess before Young Justice, there was another Aqualad before Calderon. He has a different name, and he's a white guy. And I guess in Young Justice they meet. I guess so. He doesn't call him Aqualad. They call him by his given name.
His
or
government
whatever
name.
it's called.
Government name.
Yeah, his government name. But I guess he was the former Aqualad. I was like, oh shit, okay. And then in the comics, Aqualad is the Calderon is gay, and then they added that to Young Justice, but everyone says that Young Justice changed him and made him gay. But apparently, he's always been gay. Just people weren't paying attention. So there's a
Yeah.
huge controversy about that shit.
Yeah. The one thing I will say is sometimes comics can be too subtle with things. Like sometimes, you have to, if you're gonna have a gay character or a character representing any marginalized group, you got to be sometimes more overt. Not that you have to do it like right at the beginning or intro if that's not what you want to do as a creator, but it does help to be more direct. Like we talk about Iceman, even when you for some people who don't like read comics or whatever, obviously a gay character in the last few decades or whatever. Some people argue about, oh, well, he wasn't when I was, reading back in the 80s or 70s or, it is what it is.
Well,
but
I
you
mean-
got to be direct.
Well, I
Sometimes.
think you have to. This is the problem, right? Especially right now, is that corporations are tentative to like be overt with these sorts of things because I mean, just look at fucking Bud Light. I mean, they gave somebody. This person wasn't even a fucking spokesperson for Bud Light. They just gave this person their own custom can, and look how much revenue they lost, and look how much backlash. Because they gave a person a custom can who happens to be trans, and it's just like, it's not even that big of a fucking deal. Like, who gives a shit? It's a shitty beer. Who cares? So I sort of get why they're hesitant, and because especially now when you have like this, quote unquote anti-woke movement, when somebody being trans or their sexuality has nothing to do with like being woke, but they attach all these things that aren't like white dude normative, white dude straight normative, to like being woke, and it's like that's not what being woke is about. It's nothing to do with like being woke. It's kind of dumb. So
Yeah, I get the fact that there's definitely going to be some. You're right, some backlash to it. I get it, but I don't know. If you're going to do something, do it. You know what I mean? Like, don't be fucking half-ass it. Or, I mean, don't do something where only in the month of June does that character have anything having to do with a gay relationship, or coming out as trans or anything like that, and then the whole rest of the year and years afterwards, nothing. I don't know. That's weird.
I mean, that's how that's why I don't like some of this stuff when it comes to like having these months where corporations can just jump from like, the how do I put it? Like if it's like Pride Month, it's all everything's about like the LGBT community, but then like the next month it's Patriotic Month. So and a couple months before that it's Black History Month, and it's just like they just jump for revenue from like these things the thing, and it just seems kind of gross to me, especially when they don't really stand behind these things at all. They just do it for money. I mean, like I said, with Bud Light, I think where Bud Light really went wrong is that first of all, like, yeah, they had some backlash with Dylan Mulvaney, right? But then they also didn't help out this person like at all, like after all the backlash. And I think that's why they got hit with both ends, and rightfully so. It's like, listen, if you were, quote unquote woke enough, even though it's not even fucking really woke, to like give them, this customized can, but then as soon as you have a hint of backlash, you don't stand up for this person. It's like you just wanted them to like this person didn't mean anything to you.
Yeah.
Like at all.
Exactly.
Like what and I'm pretty sure, she's gotten death threats and all this shit, but they didn't give a fuck at all. And so what is that going to do? You're going to get, backlash from the hillbillies, and then you're going to get backlash from the LGBT, community because you didn't stand up for her. And, you could have just stood up for him,
Yeah, no, it's a really good point. It's a really good point. I mean, stand for something. Like, pick something,
Yeah, I think if they would have stood up for her, yeah, it would have been for me, it would have been like, okay, but like, that's just like such a stab in the back of like not standing up for her. So.
But you know what's tough though? It's so weird to predict. I know, like, in hindsight, is 2020. You say, oh, of course they should have suspected that there was going to be billions of dollars of revenue and these protests and whatnot. But we've talked about it on this show plenty of times. Bud Light and Coors and Miller and all. If you go to Pride events or a gay bar or whatever in San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you would see products with literally those beers' name and then like a rainbow.
With rainbows and shit. Yeah, it's like, this is nothing new.
So it wasn't new.
Like,
that was the thing. I was like, why now?
What do you think they serve in gay bars?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the fuck? I mean, name me like a gay only like liquor. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't exist. Like, it's like it's booze. Like, people like, drinking and shit. And like it seems so silly to me.
Yeah. Although I will say this though, I mean, if I have too much Zima in me, I don't know what's gonna happen.
It's all bad.
Oh man, fucking Zima.
Is it even real liquor? Like
Zima also, for the record, is stronger than Bud Light.
Yeah.
Alcohol goes.
Bud Light is trash.
Facts.
So
that was some successful ass marketing though with Zima. Like,
it's funny. Yeah, it's funny because you can still buy fucking Zima. Like, it's few and far between, but there are places that still fucking sell it. So funny.
All I know is y'all are okay with selling Zima still, even in 2023, the year of our Lord. But I can't fucking find the original Four Loko any goddamn where. Fuck y'all.
Because that shit's it's technically illegal.
I think it literally had crack in it. You can still find it, but you can't find the original.
Yeah,
so I'm pretty sure it had crack in it.
Yeah, it literally had fucking... Yeah, it had like a hallucinogen in it. So you can't fucking order that shit.
It was like...
Same thing with absinthe. Absinthe had a legit hallucinogen in it. You can buy it now.
Yeah, wormwood.
Wormwood?
Yeah, but you can buy it now without the wormwood, I guess. It's like
what the fuck is the point without the wormwood, goddamn?
I mean, it still gets you drunk.
You still get your drunk.
It tastes like shit, though. I mean, it's like...
You can still buy it, though.
It does taste awful. I will say, I tried it like, I think I was like 22 or something, or 21. And I was like, yeah, I want to try some absinthe. I tried that shit. That shit was fucking nasty as hell. I was like, who the fuck drinks this shit?
I think we probably both had it wrong. I think you're supposed to have it like dripping over like an ice cube, because normally it tastes like, remember correctly, it's like black licorice, but like way more bitter. Which is like, how do you do that? But yeah.
Bro, I took that shit to the fucking head, and I regret it instantly.
Yeah. It's not great.
Yeah, you're supposed to like melt sugar over it or some bullshit.
Yeah, well, you drop...
When you buy it, it comes with the spoon.
Yeah.
I threw that spoon away. I didn't give a shit. I was like, look, I'm trying to get real drunk. You
were like, this crack is done. Throw the spoon away.
I was the classy type of 21-year-old drunk that graduated from Cisco. So
I feel like did you hear recently? Well, probably not recently, but there was like a bunch of studies of like how lead led to like a spike in crime for like the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
I feel like Four Loko was like the same thing. That's why they had to fucking shut that shit down. If like there's something in Four Loko, we saw a spike in like obvious violence at these places that were selling Four Loko. So let's let's redo this recipe and take the crazy out.
How fucking long did they legally sell over OG formula?
I don't know how
I don't know.
many. I think if we look up, club shootings, you could probably like track that.
That's
I'm
fucking
pretty sure.
terrible. How many club shootings? Oh my fucking!
I mean, it did get you really angry and really emotional and violent. I mean, it did. It did all the things.
It's kind of like I used to be a huge fan of Red Bull and vodka. That was like my jam
Oh
for like the
shit!
longest fucking time. In my
Same here.
40s, I'm pretty sure I should not drink that.
Nope.
But it was
Yeah,
like
you
going to a
should.
club and being drunk and hyper. It was fucking fun as shit.
So you know what was wild to me? I was in college and they used to drive that RAV4 on campus and give
Yeah.
out Red Bull for
I remember that.
free.
Yep.
Oh,
And
so they still do that, by the way.
for free now? Still?
Yeah, they'll come in.
Yeah.
They'll have two little blonde girls come in and be like, "Hey, you guys want Red Bull?" They have a little satchel, like a little cooler, and they just pass out Red Bull. And they
That
want you to
shit-
try. You can try the latest flavor or
Okay.
the OG, and they just pass them out. And then they
That
watch
shit worked. It had people hooked because everybody I know who tried it for the very first time was like, "This is the nastiest soda I've ever had in my life."
But also, I'm so productive.
Yeah, exactly. Another one.
Oh my god! Oh, I feel fucking like I'm fucking.
And it took like maybe 2 months before someone kept talking, or the buzz on campus was, "Hey, if you get those free nasty ass sodas and you mix them with a little bit of this rum or vodka, you got a party
Fucked up.
going."
Oh,
you
yeah.
For
fucked
real.
up.
So
Well, you know what's
Fucking
crazy?
hilarious.
It was like a what was it? The guy who made it, I think he got it from like I want to say not Tibet, but it was like somewhere in Asia. It was like some drink that it was for energy, and so he basically just took that formula and modified it and made it into a soda, and yeah, it just became hugely popular. I didn't know that they originally made Red Bull in like 1987,
wow,
God damn.
but it was mostly in
Europe.
Europe, yeah, because it was in Austria was when it first came through, and then once they figured out, yeah, that Red Bull and alcohol is just like I think that's when it probably came to America, and people were just like, all right, let's get her done.
So for Fort Loco, they reformulated in December of 2010 after a bunch of controversy, or actually an FDA ban was created about mixing like soda and alcohol together, or caffeine and alcohol together. But Fort Loco started in 2005, so it was good. They had a good 5-year run before they had to change their formula. It was the Wild Wild West back then.
God damn,
It really was.
Red Bull is fucking killing it as far as like energy drinks go. In 2020,
Oh yeah.
they had a 43% market share. That's fucking
God
insane. 40, and especially in a world where like Monster exists, you
Yep.
know, because like Monster is like that's the new thing, right?
Oh no, the new thing is blow. That's the new thing. The workout energy drink.
Or
Dude,
Prime is another
people
new
have been
one.
doing blow since the 70s, man. What you
Yeah,
talking
what are you talking about? What are you talking about, Willis?
Now it's in liquid form. So there you go.
Mm.
Oh no, I'm not. It's not blow. It's bang. Bang is the new one.
Oh, bang! Yeah, it's a little older too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with like again Red Bull, I didn't know what the fucking energy drink. What like if you told me it's an energy drink, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
But it just kind of captured the fucking market. But then I remember the late 90s, early 2000s, more extreme drinks. You had
Yeah.
to go harder.
What's crazy is like Papa Bear's probably still in the chat, so he knows all about this. And if you're in the military, like in the early 2000s, up to like I think probably fucking today, like over in Iraq and shit, or even probably
Mhm.
Afghanistan too. Rippets was like the shit. They were like these weird
yeah.
like half cans of like just pure fucking like caffeine and like anger. And yeah, they were just like you could get that shit like the chow hall, I think for free.
Yep.
And so yeah, like if you were tired, you take a couple of Rippets, man, and you were ready to go.
What's the one that they come with the warning? It's like a missile. Red line. Red line apparently. You can
Oh
only drink,
shit!
yeah, red line. You can only drink like half a can at a time or something.
You don't fuck with
Dude.
that, man.
Yeah.
Remember fucking Jolt Cola?
Yeah,
Like that was the shit back then.
Jolt was like
they
that was
still-
for me. That was like the original energy drink was Jolt because that one
Mhm.
that had the really high caffeine, and that was for mostly like computer people like me drinking that shit and doing stuff you probably shouldn't do.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
Joe
look-
came out in 1985. Well, Joe came out before Pepsi.
It's pretty old.
No.
Oh, let me see.
Pepsi Cola been around since like the 1900s. Early.
Oh,
early.
Early 1900s or like mid 1900s. Pepsi's
Nah,
been around for a minute.
not even that. They came out in 1894 is when Pepsi was started.
God damn. See?
So-
Yeah.
No, I was looking at something that said Pepsi released their energy drink called like Josta.
Hold on. Yeah, Blue, look this up. Look up when.
Oh, I remember Josta. Yeah,
Look up when Coke took out cocaine, and then look up when was Jolt invented.
Oh shit.
That'd be interesting. Like,
let's see.
I think it's within like I'm gonna say within 3 years,
Oh shit.
maybe even less than that.
Oh man. God damn, man. God, yeah. Dude, they got all kind of articles. There's still flavors of Four Loko that I've never drunk, and I used to drink this shit every fucking week.
Oh, now there's like a whole row. If you go to like when you get your next set of gas station dick pills, go look where they have Four Loko, and there's like rows of fucking flavors in the back there. They're all back there.
But you know which one was my shit? I actually liked some of the non-fucking energy shit, like Sobe and fucking Arizona iced tea. You talking about
yeah.
flavor?
Oh,
Yeah. So
yeah.
apparently, I didn't know this, but I guess Coca-Cola or Pepsi own that shit.
For
They don't
real?
make them. Yeah, they were the parent company of Sobe. I thought they were separate, but no, they're owned by either Coke or Pepsi,
No,
and then they disappeared. They're gone.
Sobe's still around. I think I saw him in the Safeway recently.
I
They
never.
ain't big like they used to be.
Yeah, they're now. They used to have commercials and shit. They're all over MTV.
Yep.
All over MTV. So,
Yeah, I mean the website's still up and running. Wait,
I mean,
That don't mean
I
shit.
click the link.
Yeah.
And it's taking a while. It's taking a while for it to boot up.
yeah, I mean, dude,
Yeah,
Hyphy Juice is still around. So,
it's on fucking GeoCities.
God damn, damn, it's all Alta Vista.
Keeping 'em alive.
Like, damn.
I just remember the one that I used to fuck with heavy was Snapple too, because they had the fucking glass
yeah.
bottle,
I love
the
that.
Yeah,
fucking shit on the corner and all that.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the great thing about Snapple is you can drink that, and then if somebody fuck with you, was immediately you could just break it and stab them in the neck. I'm just saying, shit was great.
Yeah.
Shit was great.
Man, that
That was
shit
about that life.
Snapple was definitely about that life. And I will say this, people like forget about this time period, but I remember like 99, 2000, 2001, going in, like people trying to sell random DVDs and people trying to sell random ass VHSs, and bum fights were a hot ass commodity.
Yeah.
You remember like fucking these bum fights? And,
You know what's-
Those
Prodigy,
bum fight DVDs.
yep.
This
Oh,
is
some
a-
Sobe.
This is Snapple. This is Snapple Rain. I still have
Oh.
this bottle.
Why
Yeah,
you got
this is-
coins in it
remember
like a
those,
fucking
yeah.
weirdo?
yeah. This is my coin fucking collection fucking thing. But they don't make these bottles anymore. But they still make these. They still make these juices, but they're all 0 calorie now. Or
Why
remember
is
that.
there lube on the top of it?
What's
That
that
was like
brown
one of
stuff?
our first reactions was like us watching like that dude with remember that shit with the
Wait,
glass.
which one?
Remember it was like one of our first like episodes.
One
we
guy,
did.
one glass.
Yeah, we watched that guy
Oh.
like stick a
One
jar up his
one guy,
ass
one
and, like,
jar?
it broke. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
shit.
Like,
all
oh Jesus
bad.
Christ.
All bad. I had blocked that out of my fucking memory.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Well, because
did-
it was like Two
I
Girls
did
One
that.
Cup, and
Yeah,
they had this, and I was just like, oh.
Yeah, someone's got to have an alternative, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Two Girls One Cup starts awesome, and then it goes bad really fucking quick.
Well, he's not for Prodigy. He gets really
Yeah.
bad real fucking quick.
The funny thing about that shit was very few people watched it all the way to the end. And that shit was one of the first viral gross out things that just everybody and their mamas fucking saw.
For real.
Yeah, yeah,
I've ever someone made like a skit of Kermit the Frog watching it. It's like,
yeah.
you're like watching it, and all of a sudden you bust out the loop.
That was the thing that got me. Remember when you tried to search for it, you would find people reacting to it
Yeah.
more so than the actual original video for good fucking reason. And then magically Blue was like, "Oh, I have it. Here's the link."
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we were out somewhere too. I forget what the fuck we
Yeah.
were at, but yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, and here's the thing: we always we never explain it, but we automatically assume that everybody and their mamas has seen it. There's an entire 2 or 3 generations probably that have not seen it, and you
Yeah,
don't
right.
want to.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't need to. I mean, you could probably live your entire life and not be traumatized the way that most of us have. 'Cause like I said, it starts off awesome.
Eventually that's gonna be trending on TikTok. It's it's gonna get resurgent.
No, because it's China.
No.
China's never going to allow Two Girls, One Cup.
I
the
mean, you
platform.
won't see like the actual video, but you'll see people reacting to it.
Hmm.
Like I'm pretty sure that's gonna start trending on TikTok soon.
The amazing thing is, those two girls are probably grandmothers at this point, almost. You know what I
No,
mean?
they ain't that. No, because they were younger than us.
Were they?
Yeah, I mean, they had to. I mean, we were in like when it came out, we were in our 30s.
Oh, damn. All right. Jesus Christ, the time flies.
They can still be
They-
grandmothers. They
Yeah,
could
they
have
still
had
could be
babies early.
grandmothers, though.
I mean, with that life, I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Jesus.
they would have no problem changing diapers, I guess.
No. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
God
Damn,
damn.
man. You had to go there.
Yeah.
Just
Blech.
foul. Just fucking nastiness. Ugh. Okay. Wholesome note. Kronos, didn't you watch Elementals?
Yeah, I did. I watched Elemental.
How'd you like it?
I thought it was actually pretty good. Yeah, I liked it a lot. More importantly, though, my daughter loved it. She's the demographic, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I am not, so my thoughts on the movie are kind of irrelevant. But I think if you watch it with your kids, like it's a pretty good movie. I think it actually there's like a lot of like undertones of like racism and like some other shit in there, but it's pretty obvious if you're older. But it's also like these things still exist.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean it was. I thought that the animation was cool. Like seeing it ends up being kind of like a love story, which I was not expecting at all. That really surprised me, and it's pretty poignant of just like how you should basically societal norms are not like shouldn't be telling you like who you should love or not love, you know, and that's basically what it comes down to in the movie. And I thought that was pretty neat, and like seeing how all these other elements like interact with each other on a daily basis was cool, like fire, earth, water, and air.
And the
Yeah.
Avatar.
Yeah, and the Avatar, you know, he's bringing, and there's a spirit world as well. You know, he's bringing balance to the world.
Did kind of plan to show up at any time?
No, because there was no he had no trash to pick up. You know, the world was already
Ah.
pretty close to being in balance. There was-
Nice.
My question is, did I miss some type of like controversial backlash? Was there anything that
Yeah.
prevented? Because it didn't do that well from most Pixar movies.
Yeah, it's like one of the worst like box office for Pixar.
Yeah, people. There was a controversy about a possible like a non-binary or trans character, which I'm like, not really. I think this is the problem, is that people like look for these things now of like when they don't call somebody like he or her, and if they don't hear that, automatically they're like Pavlovian responses, anger, and it's just like, does that really even matter? Like, to me, I didn't really care. So, and it was like literally the character that I think it was like maybe in the movie for like maybe 30 seconds, if that. And it's not a very memorable character at all. And it definitely the movie was not revolved around this character. So, not that it's okay even if it was, but it's just like these fucking insane people are just bigots, or just anything that's outside of the norm for them is like, it's so bad. I'm just like, you know, whatever. I mean, this movie is more about feelings, and if you're not about feelings, then you know it's probably where I'm gonna have a heart attack at age 50. So, yeah, that was the backlash. That was the controversy. There was a possible non-binary character.
I saw some shit on fucking, I think it was TikTok, and they were talking about this ancient show that only us fucking old fucks are going to remember, The Love Boat.
Yeah,
And there was an episode on The Love Boat that actually was all about accepting a trans character.
I saw that episode, or I saw that on TikTok.
Yeah, and
The
so
captain had a friend.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I guess it's a direct counter to this weird narrative that, because it's 2023, this is getting pushed and out of nowhere, and I didn't grow up. If you were alive in 1981, 82, 83, or whatever the fuck, Love Boat's heyday, and you watched every episode, which you may or may not have, this was one of them. And they also
Dude,
had something else too. I can't remember, but definitely the Love
there
Boat.
was-
Go ahead.
There was one of the Love Boat, and the other one they showed was oh god, what's the name? It's on the tip of my tongue. I just lost it. But like basically, one of the characters he saved a woman who actually was a man. I guess she had like a heart attack and he gave her mouth resuscitation and like brought her back to life. And then like it was later on this I mean it was obvious that it was a man, but like the main guy didn't realize it was a man. And then yeah, he kind of freaked out about it. But then like later on, like this trans character goes to a bar and gets into a fight or something. Like some controversy happens and ends up getting killed. And like literally, that's how like the episode kind of leaves off on a cliffhanger. Like how horrible something like this can happen to somebody who is just basically a normal person living their life. They just decided to dress like a woman, but yet here they lost their life. Oh, what's the name of that? I gotta look it up to see what show it was. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's the one. It's where Family Guy got their intro from, where the guy is like playing a piano and his wife is singing in the background.
Oh,
Archie Bunker.
Archie, yeah, it's from Archie.
Archie, okay. No. I thought it was at least on that TikTok. There was one from the Jeffersons.
Oh, the one for Jefferson was for the KKK.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I think both, but all right.
Oh, but
Yeah.
oh wait, I think there was a trans character for that too, but it was for Archie as well. There was one for Archie.
Yeah. So it's been part of mainstream shows for longer than folks would think.
Well, even beyond like mainstream shows, like we've all known about these people existing for like, especially like if you lived in California, like we've yeah, even outside of like California, like the more I guess derogatory terms now that they used to use, those existed for trans people. They would just call them. I'm not going to say the word now because it's offensive, but they had other words that they were referred to as like decades ago, of the last century, and so it's just for some reason now these politicians and these other idiots just have like almost goldfish like it's not even goldfish memory. They need to create something to like have the last place aversion, because there's not very many of them still to this day. Yes, there's more now, but it's only because our society is most of us are more accepting of them now. And it's the same thing with like if you look up like the chart of like left-handedness, it's like once they stopped making left-handedness evil and like you're possessed by the devil, as soon as they said it's okay to be left-handed, then guess what? The amount of people that came out as left-handed skyrocketed, but then it plateaued. It went from like 4% to I think like maybe 12, and then it just plateaus. They were always there. They just were forced to write with their fucking right hand because people were assholes, like by beating them with rulers and shit when they were kids. But if left their own devices, they would write with their left hand. And it's the same thing today when you see these people that are coming out as like all these what people think are like strange genders and different sexualities. It's like these people, they already existed before, but now they feel like it's okay to come out and be who they are. And I think it's really telling as a society that there's a portion of us that are just like, fuck you, go away. And it's just like, just let them be them. Like, they're not hurting anybody. And they have to make up stuff about them being like pedophiles and shit. It's like, I've literally never heard of a single fucking drag queen raping a child. Like, never. Yeah. Like, and I've heard of a whole bunch of other people that have raped children, but never a drag queen. Like, never. Yeah. And again, these are people that have existed for like the longest. Like when RuPaul came out, I was like, he's probably like one of the most well-known drag queens, right?
Yep.
These things were never brought up when he came up. Hopefully I'm saying he correctly because he's a drag queen. We all know he's.
Oh yeah. RuPaul goes
by a guy, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So when he came out, like,
he comes out in a suit.
Yeah, when he came out decades ago, like nobody was talking about this dude was raping children.
Nope.
Or
there
probably
were
raping children.
Fucked up people. There were not. It wasn't like in the mainstream in terms of that, but there were plenty of evil. Like Pat Robertson probably did.
For sure. Yeah. Okay. But it's not like it seems like today. Like it's like the du jour thing to do is just like beat up on these people that are such a small minority that they can't drum up enough support within themselves to like face against these assholes that are out there, because just like they keep saying all this stuff about them, but it's like 1% of the population.
Here's my other thing too. We need to bring back some old school shit, and here's what I mean by that. Usually the folks, especially guys who are the loudest about, I can't stand these queers and blah blah, Usually, you can find them in bathrooms with a dick in their mouth.
Yep, that's the truth.
Let's
Or-
just be fucking real. And
or
and
vice versa.
and that was a overt tell that
Mm.
gay and straight people would say, like, why do you have this hard on for being all homophobic? And usually that's what it was. It was some of these
They
guys
had
having a
that
literal hard on
Yeah,
for it. I
yeah.
think we need to bring that back. If this is like your number one issue, you're always talking about, it's so important to you that nobody comes out or whatever. There's a reason for that.
Oh man, most likely, yeah. It's funny to me because there's guys that are married with children that are like that and still get found out.
Yeah.
So
They could be
I
living
actually know
happier lives. I mean,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because I actually knew someone that's exactly as Prodigy said. There was someone that was very loud, very a literal bully. Come to find out that they were found at the local gay like hookup spot. And I was like, what the fuck?
And we kind of been seeing it a lot more in media too, like in like for example in if you haven't seen it, you no you I'm talking about like in the media like okay I'll say a show Euphoria with Zendaya. There's a character on there, he's a married man and yeah he's gay and like he fucking basically beats his son all the goddamn time, and mainly just because he can't really be himself. It isn't until he's able to be himself that he's happier and he like kind of moves on. But like that whole scene when he comes out, his fucking dude walks to his house and pisses on his own goddamn floor. it was
God,
bad.
Oh,
It
that was
bad.
If you ever seen American Beauty, because we were talking about that last week about
Oh
the
yeah, that's right.
or 2 weeks ago from the movies in the '90s, the scene where the dad played by what is it? I think his name is Michael Cooper, but he beats the shit out of his son because he's a military dude, and he beats him up, and then he tries to kiss the neighbor, thinking that the neighbor was like coming on, and this guy was married, was super pro American, everything has to be American. You buy your car American, American flag everywhere, but then he was like trying to make out with
Kevin
know,
Spacey's character.
Kevin Spacey's character who turns out to actually be gay, and
Actually a rapist. So there's that.
yeah. But then like his character gets killed because like the pro like all American dad he has a secret now with the neighbor, and he's like, well, he can't let my secret go. Ends up ending him, shooting him in the back of the head.
This shit is wild. I mean, even with the super ass tragic Orlando nightclub shooting from a few years ago with what was it, the Pulse Club or whatever. I'm almost positive. Obviously, I don't know this, but the shooter was probably closeted. And that's why he's taking out his fucking anger on innocent fucking people. But it's just it's backwards. It's fucking misguided. You should let people be who the fuck they want to be. You know what I mean? But I don't know. People got these repressed ass hatred going through them. And here's the other thing too. If you are into women and there's less guys into women, that's good for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also,
be.
but it doesn't change anything that you could just be a piece of shit and women don't like you.
Yeah,
So
that could be.
work on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. While you're like realizing your bigotry and shit like that, like work on yourself, be a better person, and maybe somebody will find you more attractive.
Yeah. And if you're drowning in the pussy,
swim to the butt.
Well, maybe,
Those are pro tips.
That's probably the whole thing that they always wanted, but they just rather drown.
All right, let's keep
Because
this.
there's nothing more. There's no more important than air than butts.
Where air?
I guess
that man is alive and out on the outside, and everybody should be scared.
I mean, he's an old
Rails.
man now at this
He's
point.
old,
What's he gonna
man.
do?
Have you seen his current interviews? He's very frail looking.
Yeah,
He gonna catch somebody slipping. I guarantee you.
He can't catch me slipping. So, I'm just saying.
He gonna catch someone lacking.
His time has passed.
I can already see it. He gonna be at the urinal, just minding your own business, pissing.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
He's aware of the hard way.
Yeah,
He's
all
like,
up,
you want the highway?
yeah, all up in your ear. He's like, we can use the easy way or the hard way.
yeah, you got a shank to your neck. You know,
Yeah, he's like, what
you
the
trying
fuck?
to piss.
I think the Buddy Warrior should have been like the new fucking boogeyman, like tell this kids to pull their pants up, like, oh, The booty warrior's gonna get you. You keep your pants down, it's gonna get you.
Oh man,
Get some jelly
man.
between your butt cheeks. Oh wait, no, you don't do that. You want him to know that you're eating ass.
Oh man. Anyway.
Damn.
Let's talk about another piece of shit
and I
real
want
quick.
you.
Wait, what? Go ahead.
So let's talk about another piece of shit real quick. I'm gonna
There's so
go
many,
with Clarence Thomas.
Oh shit.
Oh, no, here we go.
This motherfucker, man. So
The basketball
if-
player?
No.
he definitely does not play basketball. Which is kind of weird. So I actually read up on like some of his like early years, and how he went from like being like a civil rights participant and like kind of a militant to like this is like if you were playing like the odds and you bet $1 on this motherfucker for him like not doing this, you would have become a billionaire.
You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah. So the
Yeah.
most recent reason why Clarence Thomas is a piece of shit, beyond that he probably definitely raped or sexually assaulted, was it Anita Hill,
Anita
right?
Hill? Yeah.
Yeah. Beyond that, him and his, other, Supreme Court justices that happen to be on the right, even though it's not a political organization, but it is, they decided to overturn affirmative action. And in the past, a younger version of me actually had a problem with affirmative action as well because I didn't understand the purpose of it fully. And I think that it was one of those things where it doesn't have a really good reputation, and it's never really explained to like the vast majority of people of why affirmative action was needed to begin with and why it's still occurring to this day, especially when it comes to schools. So I want to be clear is that, first of all, Clarence Thomas benefited from affirmative action.
Correct.
Okay? And so this crab-ass motherfucker, he's not even a fucking crab at this point. Actually, no, he's worse than a crab. He's like a crab that climbed out of the fucking pot, and then there's a ladder that was left behind, and they just fucking put a fucking top on it and just stapled that shit closed. That's how crab that motherfucker is. All right? Because George H.W. Bush hired him because he was a black man.
Correct.
That's affirmative action, okay? And when it comes, and don't get me wrong, he's qualified, except for the fact that he sexually assaulted somebody, which should have disqualified. But whatever. The reason why we have an affirmative action, especially when it comes to schooling, is because we still have systemic problems when it comes to opportunities with especially Ivy League schools in America. And what I mean by this is, if you are black in America, in general, you're going to have some disadvantages. And especially depending on like where you happen to live, you're going to have a shitload more disadvantages. Let me just give you an example. If you grew up in fucking Compton or in East Oakland or fucking parts of Chicago, you're likely not going to have your parents likely did not go to an Ivy League school at all. So you're not going to get legacy admission, which I'm going to get back to in a minute. All right. You likely didn't have any sort of magnet school near you. You didn't have any sort of acceleration program near you. Your school was likely underfunded. You likely didn't have any extracurricular activities that you could have done. These are all things that are check boxes when you go to college. Yep. All right. I never went to college, but I know this is how it works. Those are check boxes. Okay. And so there's a whole bunch of check boxes that you're missing just because you happen to be black and born in a disadvantaged community. So that's the main reason for affirmative action, is that it gives an opportunity for these schools to give an extra check to somebody that is from a minority community, and it's a consideration for them. It doesn't mean that you could have like a below average GPA and go to fucking Harvard. That's not how that works. All it means is that there's a whole bunch of check boxes they got to check for all these things. You get an extra one for being, black or any brown person other than Asian. First, a lot of Asians, and even then, racism gets in there too. So that's all it is. It's just an extra checkbox. It doesn't mean you get extra preferred treatment. It doesn't mean that you can be underqualified and go to fucking Harvard. That's not what that means. It's just an extra checkbox.
Correct.
Yep.
Can I state something that never gets said in terms of affirmative action, and it always pisses me off.
White women.
This is a fucking fact, and people don't like it, but I don't care that they don't like it. The number one benefactor of affirmative action is
White women.
White women.
now that should be the lead every time affirmative action is ever discussed. That should be the number one thing that gets discussed because it's skewed as only benefiting Black people when the number one benefactor is not Black people, it's white women. And that drives me absolutely crazy. They get completely left out of the conversation, even though they're the number one benefactor of it. So,
How does that mechanic work? 'Cause I don't know how it works in school. I know it works like that in like jobs,
The
but I don't
workplace?
understand how that mechanic actually works.
so one of the reasons, first of all, you try to have as close to as even, not directly 50-50, but somewhere in the 45-55 or somewhere in that ratio balance of men to women on a co-ed campus.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah.
You know, and of that 45 to 55 that are women, an overwhelming 80% or so, especially when you're talking about Ivy League schools, are white women. So, or maybe it's closer to 75. It depends on the campus. Obviously, Asian women get represented more so than their population as well. But certainly, number one benefactor is white women. I just need to state that it's not me picking on anybody. It's just a fucking fact.
Well, you know what really pissed me off when it came to like this affirmative action thing is that they tried to say that it was racism against Asians is the reason why we should be repealing affirmative action. Because repeatedly, this happened to me at Harvard especially, because they were dinging Asians for not having the right sort of personality.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, affirmative action doesn't fix that.
No.
It doesn't even like address it at all. Like you getting rid of affirmative action still doesn't address that. It doesn't affect people's racism against Asians because you think that their personalities, as if they're all the same, are off-putting in an educational environment. That doesn't address that at all. And so the fact that this piece of shit, I forget the guy who actually started trying to repeal this again, which had precedent because it got upheld like as recently as like I think it was like 2016, and for them to say it's unfair against Asians when it's like okay, if it is, then I don't know, maybe fix that, but you repealing it is not fixing that. People are still they're going to get the exact same the exact same qualifications from an Asian applicant, and without affirmative action, it doesn't affect them not liking them because of their personality. Affirmative action doesn't take your personality into account.
No, it certainly doesn't. This is also used as kind of a wedge between Asian American communities and Black communities, and it's an ugly wedge. First of all, there's less undergraduate Black students, and I'm talking about total diaspora Black students, at all 8 of the Ivy Leagues than there are at just the undergraduate school for Howard University, HBCU. You're talking a very small number. First of all, the schools are small to begin with, and that's on purpose. That's by design. They could be as large as Michigan or Texas or UCLA or whatever, even though those are all state-sponsored schools. They could be that large based on their notoriety and their endowment and their billions of dollars that they have from all their trust funds and all that. They decide not to. They want to be elite. They want to be small. I get it. It benefits them financially. I know people who have gone to Harvard. Some of my really good friends. They can tell you all about it. But at the end of the day, the few sprinkling of Black students that are on campus have always been treated like they didn't belong there.
Yep.
And judged and said, well, you're not smart enough to get in here, or you just got in for affirmative action. Meanwhile, all of them got 4.0s, 4.6s, 4.7s, near perfect scores on your SATs, did all of this while living in tough environments and, all of this other stuff. You should look at their goddamn resumes. They're fucking rock stars. But racism is an ugly ass thing. It tells you where people belong and where people don't. And it all goes back to this stupid caste system that people have. Now, The only bright side, and I'm not trying to put a silver lining on this because it's a shit decision. HBCU admissions and enrollment are going to balloon and skyrocket. Mark my words.
Yeah, they probably will because I mean the problem with ending affirmative action is that we already know what's going to happen because it happened in California. For those that don't know outside of California, California is racist too. Like people seem to forget, like we don't have the greatest track record when it comes to racism at all. And years ago, we it was voted on and affirmative action was repealed. And so what happened? The amount of people going to colleges that were black or Latino, it plummeted significantly.
Can I add one thing to that?
Hmm.
You're absolutely right, Cronus. For the public universities and CSUs and UCs
Yeah.
here in California, absolutely right. At the same time, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago, California brought on a new affirmative action for all corporate boards here in the state.
Yeah.
And for that affirmative action, they said that if you're a publicly traded corporation of a certain size, you need to have at least one or two, I think maybe it was on an escalating scale, women on your board. Now, 9 times out of 10, that was going to be a white woman. And so I just want to point that out that there is no issues whatsoever with affirmative action when we're talking about white women. And there's always issues when we're talking about black people.
Yeah, and I think the thing is that should affirmative action need to exist? No, it shouldn't. But racism is still it's still like the racist bullshit is still there. Like and it's unavoidable. And so until like people stop asking stupid ass questions like why do we need this when it's very obvious, then we're still going to need this. Until people stop being bigots and racist, we're still going to need shit like this. And it's a shame. And so my original thought, when they first repealed affirmative action was, okay, if you're going to repeal affirmative action, then please repeal legacy admissions.
There you go.
Like that should be like the first obvious step to making things more equal. Repeal legacy admissions. What I mean by that, if you never went to college, which I didn't, but I know what it means. Legacy admissions is when your parents happen to go to that prestigious school, and so that gives you the checkbox of something that's positive for your admission. There's people that are literally their last name is on the fucking buildings at Harvard, and they're going there just because their last name is on the building. They didn't do fucking shit. Their parents and maybe ancestors did, but they didn't do shit. You know what I mean? And a lot of them, they are way less qualified than these other people that are fighting to get in there. And it's just, it's fucking bullshit, and it's unfair. And for these same people to sit there and talk about how unqualified people with affirmative action, it's like, no, it's not that they're unqualified. It's just they're missing some extra bullshit that they literally don't fucking have access to. Like having somebody's parent that went to that school, or their parents donated, $500,000 to the school, or or some shit like that, or they happen to be on these whatever kind of extracurricular activity that they can get on that gives them an extra point, but that literally doesn't exist in other communities. So if you want to fix all that shit first, cool, then an affirmative action. Fix all that shit first.
Be nice. It would be
What's
great.
crazy is that wasn't there also like I think the president had tried to pass a bill for what is it, loan forgiveness for some college students, and that was kind of turned away by the House or whatever, right?
Shut down.
Turned down.
And there was another. Yeah, even, that one's. I don't know. It should be. We pay so much goddamn money in taxes every year. All of us do, except for billionaires. They don't pay shit. Normal people, we pay a lot of money in taxes, and then people want to get mad when they try to give taxes back in some form that would benefit us. And they'll say like, "Oh, these people are just they're just buying votes." No, you give them money, they're giving you something for that money. It'd be like if I went to McDonald's and I wanted a fucking Happy Meal, and they gave me the whole thing, and then you got mad they gave me the whole fucking meal. You know what I mean? It's like you expect them to just give me like 2 fries after I paid them like $5. You know what I mean? It's like, no, like if I have to pay you this money, then I expect something in return. And what we're getting in return in our American lives is it's sparse, especially compared to other countries. Other countries, their taxes that are equivalent, they have fucking single payer health care that's paid through taxes. They have free college. They have all kinds of other shit that we just don't get. And because we're just used to having this low standard of life in America and just keep overpaying in our taxes and then complaining about it and then getting mad when somebody wants to give you something back. It's like, let's just get some shit back for like what we're paying for, you know?
Yeah, the other thing that's left out of this conversation is, and I'm going to obviously I use California as the best example of this. Even CSUs, which were always supposed to be the affordable option, and when I say CSUs, for those who don't know, I'm talking about San Diego State, San Jose State, San Francisco State, Fresno State, any of those California schools that have state university, in their title. Um, they were always in, I mean, say always, like through the 50s, 60s, 70s, and even early 80s, usually affordable enough for tuition for you to work a summer and pay for the next year, basically. Even on your own, just working a retail menial job or working on campus and whatnot, it's ballooned. Like the graph goes straight up in our lifetime since the 80s and late 70s on the cost of it. And it's going up again uh, over the course of the next 3 or 4 years by like double digits. And so it's not affordable and it's not sustainable.
And it doesn't make sense because to me, just the economics alone, having, college paid through by taxes, there's a couple things that are going to happen. All right. And this is automatic. If it's paid through by taxes, you're going to guarantee that the people that happen to go to college are going to complete it. And then when they do complete it, they're going to be guaranteed higher wage jobs. And what's that going to do? That's going to get people to pay more taxes. And that's going to pay for that shit. You know what I mean? Like this is not fucking rocket science. This is just basic economics.
Correct. It's there's a positive ROI on it completely. But yeah,
and I don't even fucking like college. I never even went. I have no plans on even going.
Yeah. But the other thing is there have been student loan forgiveness in the past. And here's the other thing too. It's one of those loans that has these really draconian rules tied to it. Like you can't declare bankruptcy. It follows you forever. There's nothing you can do to eliminate that debt other than pay it or die. Those are your two options.
You'll probably die before you pay it. In some cases.
Yeah. And that's all by design. The other thing that's predatory about them is that you're talking about a 17, 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old young person, yes, a legal adult of most under most circumstances, but here's the thing about being 18 years old: you don't know jack shit. Even if you're lucky enough to have parents and uncles and aunts that taught you a little bit about money, you still don't know jack shit because you ain't been in the real world. You know what I mean? You don't know about mortgages. You don't know about interest rates. You don't know how long. You don't know how much money you're going to truly make with your major in college after school. You got no idea. You don't know if there's
no fuck guarantee.
Yeah, you don't know. You haven't been through a recession while you've been in the labor market. You don't know shit on shit. But yet you're able to take out a loan for $60,000, $100,000, $200,000, and you may not pay it off until you're in your 70s. Come on now. So. Oh, I'm sorry. Last thing about the Supreme Court, because they were going hard as a motherfucker. So fact check me and correct me, but the way I've had it explained to me and from what I've read, some fake ass, was it a bakery? Someone pretending to be?
It was she wanted to start making a website for weddings.
Yeah, but hadn't done it yet.
Doesn't currently have.
Doesn't have
website business for weddings.
This is all hypothetical, theoretical, in your head. I might do this in the future. I'm gonna shake my crystal ball. She took a case all the way to the Supreme Court about how she shouldn't have to do that for anybody who's gay, trans, or other people. But religious freedoms, whatever the fuck bullshit she wanted to make up. And the Supreme Court was like, you know what? You hypothetical business owner, you're fucking
the hell.
wrong.
You
You're
could be,
right. Fuck those people.
your hypothetical business could have 100% fucking realistic bigotry.
Yeah, exactly.
just go
Man,
ahead,
these people
just go
need.
ahead and discriminate. Like it's all good.
Just and I mean it's carte blanche. There's no legal protection, and I want to be really fucking clear here after this ruling for someone to say, I don't like Jews. You can't buy a cake here.
Yeah.
I don't, you know,
It's a
I don't
slippery
like
slope.
Africans. I don't like Mexicans. You can't buy a toy here. You can't buy a video game here. Nothing.
Man, we are on a downward spiral.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
couldn't.
they're rolling the clock back.
Yeah, and I couldn't stand like the. I hate when people use, the Bible as like a justification for their. They're just like racist, homophobic, fucking bullshit. It's like unless you are literally using all the rules of the Bible to live your life, you have no fucking leg to stand on. So if that woman came into that fucking courthouse without a covering on her head and she was wearing blended fabric, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? And it's not an excuse. We still have laws in America that are anti-discrimination laws, and it is discrimination. No matter how you fucking slice it, it's discrimination. You're saying, I don't want to do something for somebody because they are gay. That's discrimination. All right? It doesn't matter what excuse you put behind it, but whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. It's discrimination.
Can I just say this too? Here's what gets me too. You're so fucking bigoted and hateful. You like your fucking hatred more than fucking cash money.
Yeah, right.
Like more than money going in your pocket. That's how much you love hate. Like come on.
And it's also
It's like-
the crazy, isn't gay marriage federally legal?
Yeah.
So this
I
is
don't
a
Or now,
it's a legal
Right.
it's a legally protected union.
Enjoyment.
So
Yeah.
how the
Yeah.
fuck can you discriminate against something that is federally recognized?
they keep this 6-3 majority. It won't be long. I'm telling you. And people rewind the clock. Save this date. I'm telling you right now. Give it less than 2 years. They gonna knock it all back.
Yeah, it's going quickly. I
Oh.
mean, they've already knocked back a lot of shit in like record
of
fucking
shit.
time.
So there, what's on
Where's
the
Slate
docket?
at? We need
You know-
Death Row. Death Row
you
needs
know
to
what's
take care of
on
some
the-
folks.
What they had talked about when they first became the majority. Someone brought up interracial marriages,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
one
yeah.
of the justices is like, "Oh, you don't want us in your bedroom. You don't want us just making decisions on what's going on or who you marry, because guarantee you they'll probably reverse that shit."
Which is crazy because Clarence
love
Thomas
versus
he's
he's
but I'm sure he would vote, to like end interracial marriages.
he-
But I
I'm
mean,
sure he would.
at the time, the president was in an interracial marriage. I mean, even though she looked white, she wasn't an American. I mean, would
was
that be
not
considered
American.
interracial?
She's a naturalized American, I guess.
Because she married him. That's what
Because
it's
she married
like.
him.
Yeah.
So,
It-
so
it-
she may have dual citizenship. To be honest, I don't.
Okay.
I didn't really care about the first lady, but the former,
Former first lady.
first lady.
What
But
is she up
probably
to?
did have dual. Who
Who
cares?
cares? Yeah, exactly.
I mean, she's not. I don't see your picture with Donald, so she's
I
out
don't
there
Bro, show me somebody that cares.
dating her fitness coach or whatever.
Ain't nobody care. She's
Can I-
probably doing BBC fucking cockle videos. I don't know. I don't care.
Go ahead,
Can I
Prodigy.
Can we quadruple down on some last shitty ass legislation? I don't think this is Supreme Court, but it's still becoming a dangerous fucking trend. Old school ass child labor laws are being repealed left and right.
Yeah, and it's going to go to the Supreme Court, and they're probably going to be okay with that.
And here's what I mean by that. Because people get all confused. Well, a kid can sell lemonade and kid can have a newspaper out. No. That's not what I'm
That's
talking
not
about.
a goddamn job. Get the fuck out of here. They're not
I'm
cleaning blood off of fucking slaughterhouses,
Exactly.
which they're doing now.
I'm talking about working in slaughterhouses. I'm talking about working in the coal mines. I'm talking about lumberjacking. I'm talking about dangerous occupations where OSHA has to do investigations for dead bodies. Not a whole lot, but some per year, or injuries where you've missed a digit and all that. Things that a 14-year-old has no business doing, and we knew that 100 years ago. But here we go. So
Man, we are backsliding like a motherfucker.
yeah, man. I mean, and if we're gonna backslide, at least give me my original Four Loko. I want that pineapple flavor. You know what I mean? That's what I want.
Damn. Damn.
Put that
No.
Coke back in that Coke. Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Shit.
All right. God damn it. Any last topics? I think we're winding down.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna have to do my RIP last week because somebody kind of big did pass. I put the notes in it, but I didn't type it up. So I
Save
didn't
it for
do
next week.
Yeah,
What
I'm
you
gonna
got?
save it for next week.
What you got popping this week? God damn it, old ninja.
So I'm doing a birthday party gig for my little cousin on Saturday. So we're doing a beach party. I guess we're going to the beach. It's been hot enough recently up here in the Bay Area to go to the beach actually now. So I'm gonna be at the beach on Saturday doing like a little mermaid beach birthday party for an 8-year-old girl. So it's gonna be interesting. Then all the parents are gonna get drunk once the sun goes down. So we'll see. Hopefully everyone will be home before then, but everyone's gonna be drunk by the end of the night. It should be. We're probably gonna play some Mario Party.
Nice.
So I have old school Mario Party, like the original, and it plays on my. I have a Wii still. We play on my Wii. We play like every week.
Nice.
But I'm thinking of investing in a Switch because the Switch has
It's fucking
obviously
nice.
Zelda games,
Yeah.
but it also has like the Mario Party like All Stars, where it has every single fucking Mario Party game
Yeah.
ever
I got it.
There you
in one
go.
quick game. But also I'll be able to play like this, Nintendo greats. Like I haven't played any Mario game in like 15 years
Damn.
or more. Who knows? But
You're missing out.
I might. What was it?
You're missing
Go ahead.
out. There was like a really good one. I forget what the fuck it's called, but it's the one where like Bowser comes through. Like he's basically like Mr. X
Oh
or something
shit!
like that. Like it's crazy. I forget the fucking. It's like
Yeah.
Mario.
Is that
something.
Odyssey?
No, let me look
Wait,
it
is
up
that
now.
WarioWare? 'Cause
No,
WarioWare was hitting when it came out back
It's-
on the Cube.
It's like one of my favorite games. Bowser's Fury. That's what it is.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
That is
Oh,
like
yeah,
one of my
everyone was
favorite
talking about that, yeah.
Mario games of all fucking time. It's so fun,
So
so much fucking fun.
The one I kind of want to get because my niece was all about it and I never got it for her. Instead, we got her Just Dance, but she loves Splatoon, and Splatoon's only on fucking Nintendo.
Wait, how old is she?
She is 13 now.
Man, you better get that girl playing some goddamn Resident Evil. What the hell?
No, she ain't playing. No, she can't. No, I bought her Zelda. I bought her the Breath of the Wild, and she never played it. So no. So, but she was young then. She's like 6 then. So she's old enough now. So she should be playing it hopefully. But I'm probably gonna get the OLED version, even though there's rumors of a newer version coming out in the fall. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But
I heard that
Yeah,
it's
and
gonna be
then
on
playing-
sale in like on Amazon and for Prime Day. So
when is Prime Day?
The
like
11th?
14th, I think. Maybe yeah.
Oh,
Look
so
it
in a
up.
few
Yeah,
days.
I forget.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think it's like
We'll see what
$300 for the
happens.
OLED one. So
I'm not fully
Actually, 50.
convinced that I'm gonna get a Switch yet, but I'm very heavily leaning towards it. I mean, there's also the Steam Deck, so I always get one of those. But and then I'm gonna be playing a lot more Modern Warfare and some of this Need for Speed, and I should definitely go back to Star Wars. But the boss I was facing, he was beating my ass so bad I had to change games. But we'll see. But yeah,
that's the worst.
that's pretty much it for me.
Good shit with Blue. What you got?
Oh man, there's a bunch of movies that's dropped recently that was already in theaters. Like I plan on watching on. I had to look and see. I was like, I know there's something on HBO Max I want to watch, but Evil Dead Rise dropped on HBO Max last week, which I'm excited about because I mean, it's Evil Dead. Like, what could you go wrong? And the fucking trailer alone was fucking decent. Megan is dropped on Amazon, which is the one with the little girl robot thingy. You guys remember girl? What was it called? Oh god, the name of the tip of my tongue. I just lost it. Something Wonder, Small Wonder. With the
Yeah, I
little girl
remember that,
Vicky. She was like a robot. It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
an evil
yeah.
version of- It's the evil version of her. So
No,
I
she's-
hella want to watch that.
She's like an upgraded version of Chucky, pretty much. And it was on. So Megan
Well,
was
she
on.
came out before Chucky,
Yeah, but
or
Megan.
Vicky did.
Yeah, but Megan's been on Peacock for like 2 months now. So
Oh, you gotta pay for Peacock. Well, I guess you gotta pay for Amazon too,
Yeah, I'm about to say, well, you gotta pay for almost everything streaming.
something else I'm excited about that just dropped on HBO Max is it's Batman the Doom that comes to Gotham, and that's the one where it's like the H.P. Lovecraft, like they got like Cthulhu up in there and like some other like witchcraft shit happening in the background, but it's also like kind of not steampunk Batman, but more like Gaslight District type Batman
Oh,
story. So I'm pretty excited about that. I mean, I
oh,
saw the trailers for it and it
real,
looked pretty fucking cool.
real quick, Blue. Did you watch Gotham by Gaslight? Did you watch? It's on HBO Max now, but did you watch it?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. That's the one where what's the name is
Jack the Ripper or whatever.
Jack the Ripper or Jack Mr. Jekyll and Hyde. Is that what
Oh,
it's called, right?
yeah, it could be both. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but I saw that it's on there.
But yeah, I did see it. It was pretty cool.
Okay.
I also saw the Catwoman anime one. But also I guess DC right now is partnering with anime studios, so they're gonna release some of their You remember how like I think X-Men or Marvel did this,
yeah.
especially with like G4. They
Yeah.
had the anime version of the characters. It looks like the DC is gonna be doing that pretty soon too. And I've seen some of the still images, and it looks pretty fucking dope. So I'm pretty excited about that. But other than that, just my little guy just keeps growing. I mean, he popped in here earlier, and you heard him talking. Like the kid, like have full on conversations with me now, which is kind of cool. I haven't introduced him to Teen Titan Go, but he did accidentally stumble across it because
You cannot do that and be a better person. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
yeah, he
right.
can.
Do it.
Yeah,
Make-
Yeah.
Sing that waffle song with him.
Oh man,
Hell
he was playing on his tablet and it rolled into Teen Titans Go. And I was like, "Is he watching Teen Titans Go?" And I looked at him. I was like, "Oh, she is." But
Hell no.
no, it's just cool just seeing him grow up. But there's something else that's coming up. Still job hunting. I had a job interview today, and the person never basically the person ghosted me. Like I had an interview at 1:15, and like I was waiting for her to call me. She never called me. I sent her an email. I sent her a text message. Fucking nothing.
Oh, bro, that happened to me at Google.
Hope she's not dead.
That happened to me at Google. Like the person we set up an interview time. I was there. I was early. I was ready to do our because it was a fucking video conference thing. They didn't fucking do none of that. I called, left messages, did everything you just did, and then I think they got fired because I couldn't find them in the registry. So I
Oh,
think
shit.
they got fired. So I couldn't get hired.
Or they could have looked up
Okay.
your Chrome history. So
Oh no! Unlike Prodigy, I cleared that shit out. Nope.
I'm always incognito.
Yeah, incognito. Make sure you delete everything, all certificates, fucking everything.
Yeah, I can't get hired in certain states, but that's all good. Kronos, what you got?
My God.
real quick, a new show dropped today, which we didn't talk about because it just dropped today. Is Kazazi Moto, which is on Disney Plus. It's a African anthology animated series with different. When anthology means like there's different directors and animation styles and stuff like that. Just think of like a Star Wars Visions.
Yep.
Yeah.
But for like African stories. I watched the first.
You said
one.
that's on Disney Plus?
It's on Disney Plus.
Mhm.
Yeah, watched
No
the first one
shit.
today. I thought it was pretty good. So
Oh shit! Hey, wait. Is this the one that was made by an African studio?
well, there's a bunch of different African studios. So
Okay. Oh shit! I have to check this shit out. 100%.
I watched the pilot episode. It gave me kind of Wakanda vibes, animated,
for sure,
and very cool.
Yeah, so we'll talk about it more next week because it just dropped today. So don't want to spoil anything. Other than that, hey, if you want to be a hero to your kids this summer, buy a slip and slide or a big ass slip and slide, like I did. We got I got one of the ones that like it fills full of air, and then it's got like a water slide with like two different things that spray water and shit. It's fucking cool. Wish I had when I was a kid.
You bought your kid a miniature water park.
Basically, yeah, she loves it. But the only thing is, like, I'm dreading like my water and electricity bill for this month because it's probably going to be fucking astronomical. But also, I'm lucky because she's going to swim camp. So like during like the normal weekdays, I'm like, nah, because you've already been swimming all day and you're going to be tired.
There you go.
But on Saturday, she can play with it again. So that is all I got. Oh, looking forward to Comic-Con. Sorry, it's coming up soon.
Couple weeks.
We will see you guys if you're there.
Good shit. I'm still playing Diablo. Like I said, I beat Lilla's fucking ass, and now there's all this shit I got to do to fucking clean up. So I'm gonna be on there for fucking hours and hours. I love playing co-op on that one. It's fucking good. And to be honest, I'm not watching a whole lot of shit other than I'm still trying to slowly work my way through fucking Dahmer. That shit is fucking tragic. I know it took me like months to do it, but that shit is really it's well made and hard to watch.
Have you
But
watched Vinland Saga season 2?
I haven't yet. I
Dude,
haven't.
okay, so I'm just gonna
I heard it's
warn
good.
everybody about this. Okay, it starts
Okay.
off slow as fuck. You're probably not gonna like the first like 3, 4, maybe even 5 episodes.
Okay.
But then it picks up and it's just like, or maybe like 3 episodes. But it gets back to like ultra violence and just like,
Good.
why are there so many guts laying around? Like, all right,
That one's on my list. Demon Slayer 3 and 4, or 2 and 3, I think, are on my list. And then Jujutsu Kaisen comes back this week.
yeah.
So um can't wait. Yeah. A whole lot of fucking anime and whatnot. So take us on out, old ninja.
All right. You just experienced Black and Black times Infinity.
Titty
The
me.
Infinity.
dankest podcast on the internet. Check us out anywhere and everywhere with Bees and BTI. That's BTHANBTI. Anywhere you listen to your podcast. Sometimes some of them you'll have to search literally Blacker Than Black times Infinity. Check us out every Wednesday, 8:30 ish Pacific Standard Time. We go live on YouTube and I guess now Twitch. I guess we're simul streaming now. New thing. We're leveling up, people. Email us at bthnbti@gmail.com. Let us know if you have a Ask BTHBTI question or put us out on Twitter with the hashtag Ask BTHBTI with the dang question. We have a Discord. You can email us, like I said, and let us know you want to join, have a more in-depth discussion with us, or give topic suggestions or whatever you want on Discord. It's pretty well organized to get you going. And check out our official website binheadproductions.com/B then BTI.
All right. Dragons love
Deuces.
tacos.